Hey Ryan,
Hey Dave, what's up?
you know what would have been really awesome?
What?
If they got Justin Bieber to voice Sly for this game.
No.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Pop321S,
And Ryan.
aka.
Ryan.
And Sly 4 came out and stuff.
Yeah, we played it,
And,
and
and stuff.
yeah, and that's why we're here.
So that was our thoughts video, and thanks for coming out. No, but seriously, I want to say for the record that we are going to be spoiling the fuck out of this game. We're discussing spoilers. So if you do not want the game spoiled for you, go fucking play it because I don't know what you're doing then.
Yeah, really, why are you here?
Why are you even alive?
What do you think you're doing?
You should have pre-ordered it and gotten the costumes.
You guys.
Shut up, Ryan.
Oh, sorry.
Anywho, yeah, Sly 4 is finally out, and I want to say before we start the thoughts video, it's been quite a 2-year hype train.
Yeah, ever since a little preview at the end of the collection.
That that was just amazing. I'm sorry.
It was awesome. Nice little way letting people know.
Yeah, and I also want to say for the record that this probably is my favorite Sly game of all time right now.
I'd probably say that too.
Um, but it's hard to say right now because I haven't really had enough time to let this game sink in, and it just came out Tuesday.
Not to say it's like perfect. Like
So,
I think it'd probably be on par with the second one. I'd have to say,
yeah,
if not
at
better.
first I was like, I think the second one had a little more oomph to it, only because of the nostalgia value it had.
Hmm.
So I don't know, like I don't know. It was a nice addition to the series though,
Yeah, definitely.
and I thought the story was probably like one of the best aspects of this whole thing.
The writing, for the most part. Not to say it's everything was great about it. I do have some problems, as I'm sure Dave does as well.
Some parts of the writing really bugged me, like no one can withstand the pink tornado. Like,
I don't remember that, but like some of the dialogue was not good.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't like some of the dialogue either. I don't know. Like the story was mainly more interesting because of the ancestors, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean when they first said that it was gonna be about the pages disappearing, I thought it was just gonna be like
A re-
kind of the first one over again with just them having to go through time to find the pages, but really it's not that at all.
yeah,
Which I'm glad, very glad.
I'd like to know. Yeah, this is a completely new and original concept.
Yeah, the whole thing about the Thieves Raccoonus thing is just to explain what's going on, like what time period they need to go to. Because I guess it's because the bad guys are killing the ancestors. That's what I'm guessing is happening. That's why the pages are disappearing. Would you say?
I'm so glad they took the initiative to not make the time travel a big story element, though.
Yeah,
It's just there. We time travel. There's no paradoxes or anything, you know.
yeah. Except kind of at the end, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the I like to go over like the villains. I This game really surprised me with its villains.
Yeah, I agree.
I love because the main villain is, as you find out, Le Paradox,
Well,
which in French just means the paradox.
yeah. I mean, he wasn't because in the beginning he was all cloud and shadow and mystery, and you had no idea who he was. Then all of a sudden, in the second world, you find out everything about him. Like I thought they were gonna say that to the end, honestly, like they could do with Clockwork, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
he
guess to
was
their
he.
credit, if they did that, he would have just gotten defeated because he's this. Unlike all the other Sly villains, I guess with an exception of Doctor M, um,
Mhm,
he's one of the villains who sticks with you through the whole story, and he's this big overshadowing figure.
yeah, but at the same time, I was expecting a little bit more. I guess a little bit more menace because he wasn't really that menacing. I think.
I think I thought he was menacing, for the plan he came up with, but other than that, like, it,
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything else really.
he really doesn't.
And I guess that's not really a huge problem because that's the point of his character. He's supposed to be a coward. He's supposed to have all these crime lords going after him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I just don't like this character. He's way better than Doctor M, but it's not hard to do.
He's also way better than Arpeggio.
Yeah,
Because Arpeggio was
Sharpedge,
the main guy pulling the strings the whole time.
and he was just kind of there at the end.
Yeah, he literally just dies, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It
pretty
crushes him
much.
with the clockwork plate things.
Yeah, yeah, he just gets eaten. I think. I guess that's what happened.
Yeah. Apparently, someone was telling me that there's a ton of clockwork references in the game as well.
Yeah,
Um. So, what do you think of the world selection in this game? Because I actually thought it was pretty damn good.
I like. Well, because I was thinking maybe they would go to the future before I get into what the actual worlds were. I thought they might have gone into the future, but then I was like, they can't because you need an artifact from that time period, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think they did that just to kind of rule out the future aspect happening, which I guess makes sense. But I think that would have been cool, don't you think?
I agree. The other thing I like to say is before we also get on to the world selection, um, there was no time in this game, and I think this was a huge missed opportunity. Maybe for the sequel, because the game does hint at a sequel.
No, it doesn't just hint at it. I think it blatantly.
Yeah, completely. And even Sinzaro said they want to make another one. I
Yeah,
think even the name was leaked. Thieves Be Forever or something.
really?
Yeah, the name was leaked.
Eh.
Um, but I think it was a huge missed opportunity to not have Sly's dad somewhere in the story.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
But at the same time, for reasons I'll get into later, maybe that's not such a bad thing.
What reasons?
For reasons I'll get into later.
Or
All right. So the first world was feudal Japan.
yes,
I completely and utterly loved this world. It was a
yeah, I think
trip.
yeah, I like it a lot. I actually think it might be my favorite.
Uh, mm, I don't know. I don't think it's my favorite. I think all of them are actually pretty good, but I don't
Yeah,
know if feudal Japan's my favorite.
well, maybe not my favorite. I think it's maybe second though, because I don't know. I just liked it a lot. There wasn't really anything special about it, but I don't know. Just
Yeah,
liked it.
yeah. It had a lot going on too. Like it just had a lot of different things going on. Um, and this was a great way to show off that the hub worlds are bigger in this game because
Yeah,
this is huge.
all of them are very big.
There's so much to explore. Um, and I don't know. I really liked all the things you could do with Ryoichi and stuff.
Yeah, I like all of his abilities and the like jumping around much more easily. And with all the ancestors and their abilities, I realize that Sly kind of sucks compared to his ancestors. You know?
Well, his ancestors also like the only thing keeping Sly from differing from the ancestors really is the fact that they can't have any power ups. So they can't have silent obliteration,
Yeah.
can't have the ability to run while they're grinding,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. So I guess it kind of evens out. They also can't use a paraglider,
Yeah.
except
Except yeah, what's his face?
Serene Alcapar.
Yeah, because he has the flying carpet, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Salim. He's
But
awesome.
I thought that was awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. I think feudal Japan was a great way to introduce it. I fucking love the boss fight.
Mhm.
Just for
Yeah.
the record, I think it's probably one of my. This game probably has some of the best boss fights in Sly history, albeit a bit repetitive in some ways.
I think a lot of them are very repetitive.
Because what it comes down to is dodging a few of their attacks and whacking them with the cane.
And it's all repetition. Yeah, it's repetition the whole fight. So yeah, but
But
that's
I
kind of
think,
how it always has been, isn't it?
yeah, they have actually all been like that.
So
Except,
I can't complain.
yeah, Sly One probably had some of the more.
Most repetition of any of them. Pretty
Yeah.
much it was all repetition actually.
Well, I think Sly One had the least repetition, honestly, because there was always like a different type of thing. Like, you had Miss Ruby with her stupid ass.
Yeah, but what I'm saying it was that the whole time. You know?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I do think this game probably had some of the cooler boss fights just for the scale.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
the
exactly.
boss fight in feudal Japan has you running after El Jefe, also voiced by Nolan North.
So is the paradox actually.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. But I'm pretty sure he was as well.
Yeah, Late Paradox had a great voice too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think everyone had a great voice. The voice cast was just excellent.
top notch.
The guy who does Ryoichi is Stephen Bloom.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I know that name.
I haven't really watched any of his stuff, but I
Yeah,
just
he was the Paradox and El Huffy.
that's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah,
Anyway, back to
El Jefe
feudal Japan.
is actually a pretty cool villain. I honestly, at first, when they were showing the game off for the first time, I honestly thought he was the main villain.
Yeah, so did I.
He actually looked that menacing.
Yeah, I actually don't know why they used him first, honestly, because I thought he was the best of the side villains.
I agree. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think he was a pretty cool villain, though.
Yeah, I loved him. Just why use him first? You know?
Yeah, it was probably because they were just finishing up with the first world at that point. More
Yeah.
than likely, if I had to guess. Getting off topic for a second. Like how the graphics looked at first.
What do you mean?
Like when they were first showing the game for the very first time. The graphics look totally different back then than they do now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I know you probably don't care, but I noticed it. It's there.
I really didn't notice it at all. I mean, it took a lot of getting used to actually for me. Some of it,
The
some of the
style.
animation. Yeah, the style.
Um, yeah, I do really like the animation and art style though. It's really grown on me.
Yeah,
I
I like it a lot.
I do as well. I think it fits really well. And
Yeah,
since Haru knew that not everyone was gonna like it that much, so what they did was they introduced it to us and didn't shove it down our throats.
yeah, exactly. And I like that they kind of did it as a way. It kind of separated them from
Yeah,
Sucker Punch's style,
exactly. They weren't trying to exactly copy everything.
but at the same time staying true to
Sly.
Sly. Yeah,
I noticed that about a lot of things in the game, honestly. It didn't really innovate all that much except for the ancestors, but it does a great job of pretty much everything. I
yeah.
don't know, it's just a solid game all around. Alright, so the second world, the Wild West.
Um, I liked it a lot.
I
I
really
didn't like the villain as much.
toothpick.
Yeah, in fact, I thought he was the weakest, probably of the.
I really didn't like his voice either. He was kind of irritating.
Yeah,
I like the ancestor of that world. I do really like Tennessee Kid. You didn't like him that much, right?
I didn't like his character, but I thought his gameplay style was the best.
His gameplay style was pretty addicting. I also liked the way he looked and the way he dressed and everything. It just looked really cool to me. His voice, I'll admit, like he was a bit irritating, but I don't know. I'd say he was pretty well written. Yeah. um, I really like the fact that the Wild West is you can go on the train and everything. There's actually a bottle section where you actually need to go on the train on top of the train to reach a certain bottle, and I think sometimes a slime mask, which is always very nice. It just showed that it was very innovative, and once again, that whole world shows how big and expansive the hub worlds have gotten. It's just really nice. So I don't know. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I think Wild West was probably one of my favorite hub worlds.
Um, I don't know about that much. Um, I don't think it was one of my favorites.
It wasn't. It really wasn't my favorite episode per se,
Nah.
but I don't know. I still thought it was still pretty nice, and it was also the level to introduce us to Carmelita's gameplay, which is
Yeah. Speaking of that, I really liked how they incorporated Carmelita a lot more into this.
one thing I really liked is that they incorporate everyone into it. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like Sly 3 where you can't choose from every single person,
Yeah.
and it was just nice. I liked that a lot.
I like that a lot too. But like the thing about Carmelita is like she would show up at the end basically of every episode.
She didn't.
Like she was always there. You could always see her in the safe house, but she never had any missions or anything. I thought that would have been cool.
She didn't have a terrible. She didn't have like a huge involvement in the story. I think like she had less than like maybe 5 power ups to buy.
I didn't even buy any, actually.
I
So I don't even know.
bought every single power up.
Did you really?
I got a trophy for it and everything. It's only because I went bottle searching, and while I was bottle searching, I picked a lot of pockets and got a lot of treasures and stuff.
Yeah, I need to go back and do more of that. I did. Honestly, I didn't even. I haven't even opened one safe. I got like up to 20 something bottles in every world, but then just finished the world and just moved on before I could before I bothered to finish it. You know.
Yeah, I must say the bottle collecting is a pretty big pain in the ass in this game.
Actually, it's just because of the bigger worlds. The bottles are harder to find.
Yeah, they're just so well hidden and stuff.
That's a good. That's kudos to them.
Yeah, I agree. Like this game is so much better than Slide 3 in every single way.
Why does Slime get rid of the bottles anyway?
Uh, the subworlds are actually pretty piss small in Slide.
They really are.
Like compared to Slide 2, they were pretty small.
They're very small, I think.
I don't know. I take it was more the fact that they had less time to work on Slide 3.
Yeah, because they kind of rushed it out the next year.
Well, they had a reason to.
Did they really? I don't even know.
Well, at the time it was released in what, 2005?
So, yeah, I believe so.
Well, 2006 was the PS3.
True.
So, I don't know. I take it that was the reason. But yeah, Tennessee Kid Cooper, loved his gameplay style. He was awesome.
Yeah, I love this gameplay style. I thought his voice and the stuff he said was a little irritating. I mean, he wasn't terrible looking back, but I thought his gameplay style was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I also I don't know, I didn't like the boss fight as much.
Yeah, and I mean, it used different methods, but
Well, then every single time you hit, because what the point of the boss was, you had to dodge all his attacks just like in El Jefe, but instead you have to hit
use the ball roll.
the ball roll to hit him into the furnace and then keep hitting him. Or no, no, no. What you have to do is ring the whistle, and then every time he says always the same thing.
Yeah, every single time. Like,
Who?
come on, change it up a little bit.
He's like, "Who's making that whistle?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"All right." And I just found Toothpick's voice a little irritating.
yeah, I didn't like. He's probably my least favorite of. Maybe not my least favorite. We'll get to that.
I didn't hate Toothpick, but I think he was my least favorite. Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
World 4.
Um. Yeah. The Wild West though, great, great, great. Loved it.
Loved it.
Um. The third episode.
Probably my favorite actually.
Um.
Prehistoric.
Historic era with Bob or.
Which at first, when I first arrived there, I was like, "This is stupid." I was like, "Why are they going there?" But then I thought it was awesome
I
when I played it.
I also thought the villain of that world, Grizz, he was pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked the
he was stupid, but he was kind of funny
Yeah, you could tell the writers had a lot of fun writing him in,
with his rhymes and all that.
and they were just stupid rhymes.
They were all stupid.
They're just completely just pointless. On,
But it was awesome.
on top of that, you could tell everyone had a really fun time making that whole world because it looks just like something out of the Flintstones.
Yeah, so there's a lot of attention to detail. I thought it was awesome. That was
Yeah,
my favorite one.
and it was probably one of the biggest hub worlds too. I think
Yeah, it was big.
it's absolutely gigantic. It was pretty crazy. Like it's pretty mind blowing how big that place was. Giggity.
By
I also
the way, I want to bring up hacking in this game.
fucking loved it.
Such an improvement over the other ones because there are 3 different types of hacking missions in
Now,
this one as opposed to the one.
now you also yeah, because you have the different older hacking missions, but they even spiced the old hacking missions up.
Yeah, exactly. The one of them is just basically the old hacking missions,
But
but
you
but
different weapons.
made so much better.
Yeah, and they like gave you different weapons. I also really like the music that played,
Yeah.
and I don't know, but it's not. It's definitely not as good as do 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 do.
Yeah, I gotta give him that. I love the music. Um,
The second one,
the second one where Bentley's
the one
flying around and shooting the.
I think it's called Alter Ego.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I loved that so
Love
much.
it. I love how you can power up. My least favorite is the third one.
The one where you have to use the
Yeah,
gyro. adventure on the
The
P.
controller, because it's so easy to lose control and fall off the edge.
I didn't have a problem with that, but I was more
I
like
did.
saying they still use this.
Yeah, yeah, really.
They don't use that anymore. I remember the last time I saw it used was in Uncharted One.
Really.
No, actually no. They still use it in Little Big Planet, but it's not really like well enforced or anything. You know,
Mm.
because you use it to like you actually literally just move the controller around and move Sackboy's head.
Not really.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't really get that, but eh. Like I think they would have gotten rid of this by now. It's
Yeah, I don't know why they included it,
guess it's not bad per se, but it's just a little silly to have it.
and it was way more annoying than the other two.
Yeah, especially the last one.
Yeah,
But other than that, I really love the hacking missions a lot.
yeah, that was a big improvement over the other ones.
Yeah, they have them a lot in this game too.
Yeah, but I didn't mind them because like it got tedious in the other two games.
Yeah,
But this game, didn't mind it at all, except when it was that last motion control one. Then I kind of it's like, eh.
I loved Bob.
God, he was so funny.
He was a well written
Because
character.
he does, he's like the guru where he doesn't speak English, and yet everybody understands him, and yet
Yeah,
he can talk to everybody else. The thing is,
understand his name somehow.
they gave Bob subtitles whereas they didn't do that with the guru, which I don't know. I think I would have liked it better if it was like the guru where they just didn't even put subtitles on it at all.
Yeah,
You know,
probably
that'd be funnier.
favor.
But whatever, it wasn't a big deal.
So do you think Bob's your favorite ancestor?
Yeah,
Because I
Bob was awesome.
had a lot of abilities too, and he was like really strong. I really liked Bob. He was a very well written character.
And I love the Rocky
Yeah,
montage
yeah,
too.
yeah. Did
That
you?
was awesome.
There's a trophy if you do that whole thing perfectly.
Oh, I didn't. I messed up a couple times.
I didn't get it either, but it's the trophy's called Apollo Wins.
That's awesome.
I did it, Bentley.
That's awesome.
And then Murray sitting there like, oh, it was just funny. It was.
That was great.
That's another part where the gyro sensor's used.
Yeah.
It's a little goofy though,
Yeah.
with the egg toss and everything.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the most. That was probably the most annoying part. I thought.
I didn't think it was annoying. I was able to do it just fine. But I still think it's just like once again, it's a little
Pointless.
yeah, it's just annoying to have.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, overall, Bob, great written character. The boss fight, pretty badass, honestly.
With the grids.
Yeah, it was a little difficult, but that's kind of what I liked about it because it really mixed things up.
One thing I want to say though is what's with the what's with their what would you call it? Like you know when you're supposed to be skating and chasing them and pressing the buttons at in time. What do you call that?
Rhythm.
Yeah, like what's with the rhythm missions in this game?
Yeah,
You do that,
go a little overboard because there's one in Ryoichi, and
where yeah, where Murray dressed up as a chick.
and then there's one in the last world.
Yeah, and they go on for a long time too.
Yeah, they're irritating.
They're not hard or anything. It's just
I
it's just like what's the point?
I found some of them incredibly irritating. Well, at least the first one I found
Yeah,
incredibly.
the first one I thought was the worst.
It was the longest of all of them.
Yeah, well, like why? There's no point of it being that long.
Yeah, I just didn't understand that at all.
Neither did I.
But I don't know. I seriously did like that boss fight. I don't know why. I just did.
Yeah, it was all right. I don't think I liked it as much as you did, but
Well,
I liked it fine.
it's not only the fact that we get to play as Mary, but it's also the fact that we get to play as Mary.
That's the only boss fight we played as Murray, actually. Again, another thing, Murray is kind of underused in this game, don't you think?
That was the point I was trying to make. Actually, I didn't understand why they never used Mary in the game. He's just barely used.
Because like when there was what am I trying to say? When there was missions, you know, when you could select a mission in the safe house,
Hmm.
there was one for there's barely ever one for Murray, and whenever there was I was surprised. It's just because there were so few.
Yeah, Murray's just not playable that much. I do like think Sly's the most playable out of all of them.
Which makes sense, but
Yeah,
come on, guys.
I didn't understand that either. I really do wish he was used just a tad bit more.
Same.
Not so much more, but just a little bit more, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the Bob's World, awesome.
I love it. My favorite.
The fourth world. Medieval England.
Probably the shortest
The
world.
shortest out of all of them. Probably one of my favorite settings.
Uh huh.
And Sir Galeth right now is probably one of my. It's probably my favorite ancestor.
Yeah, I like him a lot too.
He was just he was so well written. He was probably the best written out of all of them.
I think so.
Just
I think he was awesome. He's just a cool character. I liked his dialogue.
yeah, just because he's a bombastic idiot.
Yeah, but that's fun. I thought it was done very well in a very funny way.
Exactly. And I don't know. I liked the voice actor they picked for him was also perfect.
Hmm.
And the only problem is, like we said before, his ability isn't that useful.
Yeah, because all the ancestors have special abilities. Like Ryuichi can jump really far. Bob's just really strong and can do a bunch and can climb walls. And what's the other one? Oh, and
Yeah, and
he's just gun shooting ability, which can all be used in multiple situations. But what's his face? I forget already. Sir Galeth can
yeah, Sir Galeth just has
do jump like go on wall hooks and jump higher than Sly can.
yeah. It would have been nice if they at least gave him one more little ability, you know. But as
Yeah,
far as I'm aware, I don't think he has any more.
really, not that I know of.
I
Which kind of sucks. I mean, could he at least use his sword or something?
yeah, all he does is use his cane,
Yeah,
and it even shows him in multiple sections he uses his sword.
yeah. But you can never play with a sword.
Giggity.
Anyway,
um, yeah, I don't know. Sir Galeth was probably my favorite though, nonetheless. But
yeah, I like.
the world is obscenely short.
Yeah, compared to the other ones.
Not to mention the plot twist.
Okay, all right, okay. I guess I should have saw this coming.
I didn't see
Cause
it coming because I didn't think it would happen.
no, neither did I.
But like, no, here,
I'm saying I guess maybe we should have because well, in side three, what did Penelope disguise herself as the Black Baron, and then there's this Black Knight who we don't know who it is. So maybe we should have guessed it, but we didn't.
here's the thing. All right, spoiler alert. Duh, we already.
All right, we already established that. Doesn't matter.
Penelope is the main villain of that place. I,
Why?
for some reason, saw this coming earlier. You know,
Hmm.
the first cutscene where it explains how what Bentley did after the events of Sly 3.
Yeah,
Hearing Penelope's laugh then, and the way she laughed, I don't know why, but it tripped me off to thinking that.
I don't remember her laughing in the beginning.
Yeah, she had like just a little voice clip going, heh.
Really?
Yeah. And I also found it extremely suspicious how she would just disappear.
Yeah. I thought maybe they like it had to do with the time travel thing, and maybe that she didn't exist anymore. That's what I thought,
Yeah, exactly.
but
But
I didn't suspect this.
yeah, I just didn't understand that. But other than that, it's just like it has really no rhyme or reason to be
Like,
there.
what's her motivation?
She said it's like she even tries to give an explanation. It's like a means to an end.
But why? It's so out of character for her.
Yeah, it's odd. Like it just happens and then it just goes away.
I mean, not that I liked Penelope, I really didn't.
I always hated Penelope, as you see in our LP.
Yeah,
Penelope was just a sucky character. I didn't feel like she did anything.
yeah.
Her voice was obscenely annoying.
But at the same time, like, why do this?
Yeah, I didn't
Why
understand.
go in this direction with her?
Or at least give us some hint to what she was doing
Yeah.
like that.
And why after defeating her would you have her escape at the end and imply that she might be back for future ones?
I didn't understand that either. It was just dumb. And then Bentley just gets over her at the.
Yeah, real quick.
I mean, it's obvious she's the boss fight. You go for the through the first part as Sly, which I found kind of fun, and I actually did like the robot beat 'em up section with
Yeah, I thought that was a very well done boss fight. I think that was yeah, that was a good boss fight.
I think it was probably the best boss fight.
Yeah, agreed.
It was the least repetitive, honestly. It just had
Yeah,
parts that were pretty exciting.
it was different than the other ones.
I just, I didn't
I
understand it. It was just a dumb plot twist.
I really hated it, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care after that. Like the plot was moving along at such a fast pace at that point.
Yeah,
It was interesting enough to keep me interested. So
as long as she doesn't come back as the main villain in another one.
she does. If they do that, I'm gonna be very pissed off.
Oh, I will be very upset. Wrath of Sly 5, Wrath of Penelope. God.
Wrath of Sly 6, Penelope Strikes Again.
She becomes maybe all of them.
She just becomes the main villain.
No, she becomes the main character, becomes Penelope.
No, she merges with Clockwork.
Oh God.
Pakla.
That doesn't even make sense.
Clock LP.
Clock LB.
Oh fuck. uh, I don't know. I also thought her character design was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Didn't like it that much.
they're trying to make her. She looks a lot different. She looks a lot taller.
Yeah, taller, and her new design is just terrible. I don't
I am.
like Dimitri's that much either. By the way,
Speaking of
where the
Dimitri, he didn't say a single word in this game, did he?
no, he didn't. They even showed him off in that teaser trailer.
Yeah, he talked in the teaser trailer. What's up with that?
I did not understand it.
Why? Why not use him a little bit?
I don't know why. I
Have
don't.
his character in there.
Yeah, that he was in the game, I guess you could say, but not really.
Not really, no.
Like even then, like in the final section of the game, ugh, whatever. We'll get to that when we get to that. Um, yeah, the Sir Gal's world, medieval England, great world.
Yeah,
Actually, like really short. Probably had the smallest hub world, if I had to say.
yeah, I think so. You're probably right.
I like that whole circus tent thing though. That was fun.
Yeah, that was the part in the demo, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
it was. Yeah,
But it makes sense because it just had the most jumping around and stuff. You used the most abilities, so I thought that was good.
yeah. It was a good like just way to test everything out. Funny how it was the fourth world. Honestly, I wonder if they had that plan from the beginning.
Hmm.
All right, so the fifth world.
I like this one a lot too.
Yeah, I don't think there's any world that has a point of really dragging. Honestly,
Honestly, if I had to say, now that I think about it, if I had to say my least favorite Hellworld, I mean, know you like the second one, which I don't hate any of them, but I think the second one might just be the most boring.
it was it's I agree with you because I think it's a little too much orange.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I don't really like Wild West settings much anyway.
Like I didn't mind the Wild West.
And that's not what I'm
Like
saying, but like compared to the other ones, I thought it.
compared to the other ones, they're like full of color and everything.
Yeah, but whatever. It was still good. But like now that I think about it, the second one was probably my least favorite one.
Yeah, the second one was also my least favorite as well. Salim Al Kapar's level was pretty awesome though.
Yeah, I love the ancient Arabia one to finish it off. I like that you could ride on a carpet as a power glider. That was cool.
That was awesome. The whole world was just like really cool.
I liked it a lot. Except the villain was okay, I guess.
What was her name? Miss Decibel.
Something like that. Yeah, I think you got it.
All right. Anyway, going back.
All right.
What were you saying?
I don't remember.
Anyway, guys, we're back. Little thing
Interruption. Now, what were we talking about?
talking about Miss Decibel.
Oh yes, she was okay.
I think she was a little silly.
She was pretty silly.
It was
But I mean, she wasn't. There was no terrible villains. I don't think.
no, I don't think so either. I was actually because I knew about the Grizz and Miss Decibel.
Yeah, I didn't know about them.
I knew about them, but I didn't understand. Like I thought they would look so stupid, and I wasn't willing to give them a chance. But then I played the game, and I'm like, wow, these are really good villains.
Hmm.
Probably not as good as like the different villains in the other games.
Yeah, like I still think maybe Sly 2 probably had the best assortment of villains.
Yeah, like the Contessa was pretty well written.
Hmm.
So was Dimitri, and so was
Rajan.
I was
The last two were okay. Like I don't like Arpeggio, but then Jami-san was okay, I guess.
Jumpy-san was just there.
Yeah, pretty much.
He really just didn't even have any involvement. He just
Yeah, you really didn't do anything except fight Bentley at the end.
yeah, it was just kind of goofy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Clock was awesome though.
I thought it was a pretty well. assortment of villains and
in two, but which even the ones in one were okay.
yeah.
Five.
Sir Raleigh was a good intro to it. I don't know.
Speak, Speaking of Sir Raleigh, I kind of thought he was the Black Knight for a little bit, honestly.
How.
I don't know, like just when you hear the Black Knights talking for a little bit, he has some ridiculous voice, or she, I mean. I just thought it kind of reminded me a little bit of Raleigh. Like I don't know if anybody else thought that, but
I didn't think it at all.
yeah,
But
I don't know.
there's actually a treasure you can find, and it's Sir Raleigh's hat.
Is it really?
Yeah.
In what world?
I think it's actually one of the safes, but
I didn't open any of them.
I'm not totally sure. Also, I recommend, by the way, for the record, if you're gonna go for bottle collecting, find all of them in the third world, because and when you open the safe there, you get the clockwork eye, and it allows you to spot on the map all the bottles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Why didn't you tell me this before?
so yeah, I went and got it and stuff, and I'm like, fuck. I wasted all that time in the first two worlds.
Oh, why didn't you tell me this earlier?
I know. I was very, very sad.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, it is, isn't it? The clockwork eye.
That's so creative. That's awesome. I love that.
Although how the clockwork eyes in there, I don't.
Untacked.
And yeah, intact. Because all the no,
It all
it doesn't make any.
disintegrated.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, whatever. It's not like it's a big plot point.
Well, yeah, I know, but all the clockwork parts disintegrated. Just with the hate chip.
Wait, but no, it was in the past, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wait,
clockwork
how's it
had
there? It was Stone Age.
exactly. Clockwork wouldn't have turned into.
What's going on?
Ugh,
Has Clockwork really been around for that long?
fuck if I know.
Clockwork had a feud with Bob. That's how it all started.
I will finish you like I finished your father.
That sounded really good. It sounded like when you go into those Microsoft Bob things.
Microsoft Bob.
Yeah, whatever their
Microsoft
names.
Sam, you mean?
Yes, yeah. Microsoft Bob. That's what it sounded like.
Welcome to the place where you can buy Jizz Pizza.
Yeah. Welcome to Domino's. What can I get you?
One slice of Jizz Pizza, please.
Okay, all right. So, do you want that delivered?
No, Jizz Pizza.
How do you come up with this stuff?
Game Grumps.
Oh,
Was
that
pretty
makes sense.
Anyway, I actually really like the whole design of the fifth world, the Arabian Nights, or the Arabian.
I loved it, dude.
The
Michael,
three. Also,
Mike-
I don't know why, but I found the three thieves that you have to rescue in that world obscenely adorable.
really?
I just found their voices
That's
really cute.
insane.
What?
Yeah, their voices were squeaky.
They were just adorable. I like
They
that.
all looked exactly the same though. Like, come on, guys, put a
Well,
little design into it.
I think they were. I don't know. I don't really care about that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they didn't even have a big
that's just a nitpick.
nitpicker.
Shut up.
I like the whole design of it though.
Yeah, I loved it.
It really takes advantage of both Salim and Sly's abilities.
Yeah, but I mean,
By the way, I think my favorite ability in the game is the Arabian costume. The
ah, dude, it's awesome.
it
Like,
helps
I never wanted to take it off.
giggity.
Giggity.
Uh, someone make a giggity count.
How many times have we done a giggity in this video?
Probably not as much as Steve.
No,
Um,
but yeah, I love that costume.
the Arabian costume really helps when you're going for treasures because it actually slows down the clock.
Yeah. Oh, does it really?
Yeah. So it helped me a lot when I was going for treasures.
Slows down time and it has a sword. It's just awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty badass as well.
It really helps with the boss fight. I mean, you kind of need it for the boss fight.
Well, yeah, I think it's required.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Arabian one.
Best by far.
Yeah, I don't know. It ended off with a bang.
Yeah. And I like how the costumes in this game actually mean something, unlike in Sly 3.
Yeah, when you just
Look
have
at the
to.
disguise, like they don't have any abilities.
I never found myself using them unless I needed to in Sly 3.
exactly. There was no other purpose for
Or
them. Iggy,
go out of my way to use them.
yeah. I like how you like with the one in the fourth world, the archer costume, how they have arrows in every world, so you can use that in pretty
Yeah,
much every world. I like that.
exactly. That was pretty friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
It was just really well, because that's what makes this game so well designed, in my opinion. There's some
yeah,
things you can't get until you backtrack,
exactly.
and that's just a really good design, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
Uh,
so I really love the fifth world a lot too.
yeah, and then the final world is the Paris prologue, or the epilogue, rather.
Yeah,
Um, it's just the final chapter of the game, really.
basically, it's just and I like how Bentley brought all the ancestors back.
Yeah.
But why? What was the purpose of them fading away? Like, why? I mean, I know they had to go away, but like,
Well,
why? Why did that? What was the explanation for that happening?
because they got their canes back and fixed the time stream or something, so they disappear into their own time.
That does it I
Yeah,
don't know.
it makes
Does
sense
that
to
make
me.
sense?
It didn't really make sense to me either.
Yeah, because they're in the future. So what? Why?
I didn't understand it.
Whatever.
I mean,
I,
nonetheless, I still liked it.
yeah, it was just an excuse to get him back for one last time.
Yeah, and I really liked like how they talked to each other. Not as much
Yeah,
as I wanted to, but what are you gonna do?
so you can't really blame him for that.
Um, I really like all the platforming sections in that whole place. How it was actually a pretty big challenge, honestly.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite lines in the game is when Salim's like, they tell him to climb. He's like, "All this climbing is going to make me a monkey."
So he was just a complainer, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Why can't my special ability be sleeping?" Yeah, I think he was probably like one of the better written.
And then the epilogue, he just takes a nap.
Yeah, exactly. He just takes a really long nap.
Yeah, that was his epilogue.
I just loved Salim.
I like all the ancestors.
I do as well. Um,
But anyway, the final boss fight was a quick time,
yeah, it's a QTE.
which in this case I thought it worked.
Yeah, I thought it worked really well too, but it was a little too easy.
It was too easy.
Like I don't know. I wish there was a little more involvement in the final
Yeah,
boss fight.
because you just jump around and then quick time.
And then I don't know. I didn't really. The ending probably would have been a little stronger, in my opinion, if like
If
the thing exploded while Sly was on it, and then they actually wonder what happened to Sly.
just show a picture, they just show Sly like looking around and then it just
And then
cuts to Bentley.
yeah, exactly. I didn't think that made any sense because
And it's kind of the same as Sly 3, I think. I mean, it's not the same situation, but with
it's
Sly
in this
being gone
literally,
and
they literally don't know where Sly is.
yeah, but
And then
uh,
I do like how like they explain all the everyone's reaction to it and how Carmelita took it the hardest. Like I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's good character development.
that is good. But I mean, I guess was probably better than 3, but it just felt too similar.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But then again, when you think about it, that's pretty much all the games. Sly goes missing in Sly 2,
Yeah,
and he also goes missing in Sly 3.
yeah,
So I don't know. They're probably trying to make something that can relate. And plus, on top of that, without that, then there's no sequels.
see, exactly. I mean, there's always room for a sequel, but you can keep being Sly sequels forever. I think.
Yeah, but I hope they don't. But
Yeah, you can't call it quits at some point, but
yeah, exactly. Just leave it where it is.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I really like I kind of like the ending. It has a soft spot in my heart, but I don't know. Like it feels like when I played this game in the story, at least in its story, it's like where have you been all my life?
yeah, really.
Maybe
Why did it take them this long to make this game? Actually,
Well, I'm sure Sucker Punch had their reasons because of Infamous. I don't think they wanted to expand the series anymore.
yeah,
Sorrow stepped in and talked like as they were working on the collection. They actually pitched the idea in 2008.
really,
So, and I guess when you think about it, the game's really been in development from like four
5 years.
4 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they said they finished Sly 4.
In September.
Yeah. And it got delayed till 2013, probably because they need something to put out for that quarter.
Yeah,
because when you think about it, we have this, we had PlayStation All Stars, and now we're having The Last of Us. So it makes sense in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I never thought about that though.
In my own word. I didn't think about it either. I just wanted because at that point I was just so pissed off. I wanted the game.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2012. I was a little disappointed when it got delayed again.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed as well. And I think they had release dates set for the summer. And it got pushed to September, and then it got back again.
Yeah. But anyway, in conclusion, like as a whole, I thought this game felt like Sly, felt like classic Sly. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it felt almost too familiar. You know, they didn't. I mean, they mixed it up with new costumes and abilities and stuff. But do you think in the future they should maybe try to change it up a lot?
I mean, in terms of um, I think you and I both had a really hard time accepting the control.
Yeah, I mean, I did adjust, but it seemed finicky at first
And I would
to
also
me.
note they did adjust the controls too.
Yes.
They fiddled with the controls. You can tell in the demo, the first demo they released to everyone through the Ratchet and Clank collection, that the controls were tweaked. They do feel,
Yeah.
but the first thing you're going to need to get used to in this game is how weird air control feels. Like air control is definitely a little more awkward. It's stiffer, you know.
Mhm.
And I can't help but feel it's probably because of the animation cycle.
Yeah.
And then things are just going to feel a little bit slower to you because the animation's a lot more beefed up. It doesn't feel like Sly's running as fast.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Like, I think one of my least favorite characters to play as was Murray.
I mean, his controls that felt weirder. Like, and when he ground stomps to pick people up,
It didn't get as.
I felt like in the other games he had more range where he could.
On top of that, like, it auto aimed where you could throw guards and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
In this game,
uh,
it'll almost miss every time
yeah,
if you're not close enough to them, which is retarded.
yeah.
Uh,
So maybe it was better that he wasn't in as a lot, but I mean, come on, Murray's my favorite. Was my favorite to play as in two
like,
at least.
like in anything in this game, I really got used to it,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was a good idea to cut away from it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bentley was a cool character to play as. He's always cool to play.
Yeah. I liked his robotic arms, although I wish he had a few more uses for that.
Yes,
Like, what if he fought with them? That'd be awesome.
yeah, exactly. Or had like a gun or something, or
Yeah.
beams.
But he still fights with his wheels, which doesn't make any sense.
The other thing that took me a really long time to get used to was his glide.
Yeah.
A3, it's totally different.
Yeah, because it just goes upward. It doesn't go across.
Yeah, you don't. There's no glide ability, or
Yeah.
you just glide across, and that's your lot.
Uh huh.
And it's really short too. Like you get
Yeah.
time to use it. Carmelita was very well improved
She
over.
was much better than in 3.
I,
Although you don't play as her that much.
which is a shame, by the way.
Yeah.
I liked her lock on ability. It felt natural.
Mm-hmm.
I have no complaints about Carmelita. She
Yeah,
was,
neither do I. I like she was much improved.
yeah, I agree. And Sly, obviously the best, the main star of the show. He had the best controls.
And he should have.
Yeah. Um, one of the first things I did was buy paraglider, buy the silent obliteration ability
Yeah. Yep.
because they're the best, probably the best you can have. And then later
Def-
you can get the better bells and whistles like being able to run on ropes and stuff.
mm-hmm.
So that's also an awesome ability. I love that. I think that's new to this game, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember it being in the other games.
Yeah, I don't either. What about the collectibles in this game? How many have you gone after?
What do you mean, like the treasures?
Yeah,
Not that many.
I have.
Like, if I ever found them, I'd try to go after them, but like I didn't like purposely go out and try to look for them.
I think I have about 40 slime masks.
About how many?
40.
Oh wow, I got like 10.
Yeah, I went after a lot of them because I just you could. It's pretty easy to find them in the missions and stuff. I think
Uh,
some of them are scattered throughout the hub world though, which is a little annoying.
like how are you supposed to find them though if you already did the mission?
You can replay missions in this game.
But will it show you that you missed some slime masks?
Um, Well, when you travel through time and it shows each world,
Yeah.
it'll show how many slime masks are there.
Okay.
I think there's like about 11. There's 11 in the main five worlds, and there's five in the Paris prologue.
5.
Yeah, Paris prologue and Paris epilogue.
Oh, okay. You meant put together. I thought you just meant the prologue. I thought there was just 2 in the prologue.
There's two in the prologue and three in the epilogue.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Um, I collected all the bottles. I have a good amount of the slime masks. I have about 23% of the treasures because there's a lot of treasures.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I found all the treasures in the first world.
Really?
Yes.
You went way more out of your way than I did. I just pretty much, if I found them, I took them, but I didn't go out of my way. I just went along with the story.
There's actually a reason why you'd actually go after the treasures too, not just for money.
Why?
That if you find all of them in one world, you unlock the arcade machine,
Oh yeah, I never did that.
which is
That ain't good.
yeah, it's pretty fun actually. This
I
is
kind of like the addition of ping pong or table tennis
that's awesome.
too. Yeah.
I think the first one is Alter Ego. I haven't even found all of them in the second world yet.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. They made it like really easy to go back to things, and they made it fun.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm looking forward to going back and doing more extra stuff. I just didn't do it my first run through.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna platinum this game because in order to do that, you need to do some certain boss things. Like you have to play El Jefe's whole boss fight without.
And not could take any damage.
One of them is you have to do Carmelita's dancing minigame flawlessly. The other one was you have to do the shooting mission in the archer mission in Sir Gallus World. When you have to do that
Yeah,
mini.
that was I actually lost on that a couple times.
I got a perfect score.
Oh really?
Yeah. Um, you just don't have to shoot any friendlies. That's all.
Yeah.
I know one of them had to do with Sir Gallus World. You have to scale the tower in not under 90 seconds.
Hmm.
So some of them are a little ridiculous. And then I know the biggest butt kicker for me is the fact that I got to find every single treasure, beat every top score in the arcade machine, which is not easy, by the way. And
Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, like most PS3 games, except for like All Stars Battle Royale. It's just you need to go out of your way to platinum just to get a platinum trophy, which I don't think is worth it in most cases.
yeah, it's pretty damn demanding, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't really feel like wasting my time on that.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I probably like go out of my way for some of them, but probably not all of them. I think I have about 46% of the trophies, honestly.
I had like 23.
Yeah, I went out of my way though for a lot of it. So
I mean, I'm gonna go out of my way to do some of the bottles and treasures and stuff, but like I'm not gonna do all that.
yeah, I the bottles and treasures. I might go out of my way for slime masks. Honestly, by this point, because I have my PlayStation Vita, it's more the fact that I can bring this on a trip to Disney or Colorado,
Mhm.
and I can play it on the plane. It's good
Mhm.
time for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Vita port's actually very well done. The only thing that dips are the graphics, sadly. So
Mhm.
I wasn't a huge fan of that. I also don't really like the touch controls that much. They were a little stupid in my opinion.
Yeah.
I only played a little bit of Gallus World on the PS Vita version. All the rest was done doing bottle collecting and stuff.
Mhm.
So
I mean, I don't have a Vita, so I can't say anything
yeah,
about it.
for you, I really wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
It is a pretty pricey investment too, because you're talking $250 plus a memory card.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna play it. I know I wouldn't play it that much anyway, so.
Yeah. My main problem with Sly 4, honestly, was the fact of the lack of worlds.
Yeah, I was really hoping there'd be more than 5. I was hoping there'd be at least as many as in Slide 2, 8 or more.
And the biggest ball kicker is they actually make references to other ancestors throughout the game.
Like what?
Henrietta One-Eyed Cooper. They make a reference to her in Salim's world when when they find that whole big thing of treasure.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So because Sly can't touch any of it because Henrietta One-Eyed Cooper's supposed to find.
yeah, yeah. And I remember I was saying one time I hope they don't bring like Clockwork or anything back because that would be too easy. And I thought that's just retreaded territory. And I'm glad they didn't.
I mean, it would make sense because it's time travel.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad they didn't go with that. You know.
But I don't know. I'm sure, like, because of the secret ending where he ends up in Egypt, which
Maybe it's a possibility.
possibility. I'm sure there is going to be more time travel involved.
Yeah, there has to be.
But if they're going to introduce Clockwork again, they got to introduce more ancestors, and they have
His father.
yeah, they have to make Sly's father in it because let's think about it here. Sly's going to be tempted to save his father from his fate.
Yeah, exactly. That would be such a good story, and he didn't even talk about it at all.
But yeah, when you think about it, if Sly didn't save his father,
Then who would he become?
yeah,
Would he meet Bentley and Murray? That's such a good story that they could tell.
yeah, he wouldn't have gone to meet Bentley and Murray.
Burnley.
Bentley and Murray. He wouldn't have beaten the Claw Gang. He wouldn't have ever stopped Clockwork. He wouldn't have ever beaten Dr. M.
That would have been. There's just so much that they could have done with that.
And it's just a missed opportunity.
I really hope that they explore something like that in the future games.
I agree. I think the next one should just definitely be a bigger game overall. Like this is
Yeah,
overall.
it was a great game, but I don't think it could have been. I don't think it was huge.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I think what they were more going for wasn't a big game. It was
Just to bring Sly back.
not just that. It's like the fact that you look at like a game like Slide 2 and it's well executed in every way, but when you look back at it, there's a lot of pointless aspects to it.
Yeah,
Like the hub worlds, I don't know, like it wasn't as well designed. And even Sly 3, where it's just like you can't play as the other characters. It's more like Sanzaru was trying to make just a tighter Sly experience.
yeah. Well, I think they did a really good job. I think it might even be better than Sly 2. But I feel like they could have done more, and I hope in future games they do.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I agree with you. Almost like a little better than Sly 2, honestly,
Hmm.
which is saying a lot because Sly 2 was my favorite.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't think it was going to turn out to be like that. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like I knew it was going to be a good game because just the way they advertised it and did everything, like just how much love and care was put into the game.
Hmm.
But I didn't think it was going to be this good,
Yeah.
and it's just fantastic.
It's a great game. One other flaw I found with it is there's not as much character development in this one as there are on even the other ones, even in Sly 3.
I mean, their attempt at character development, like
With
with Murray putting
yeah, Murray has the least of all. I don't even think they try with Murray. The only thing Murray gets is he doesn't want to be benched.
yeah, and that was like that's my example though. Like they just and it was just rushed.
Yeah.
Or the Penelope plot. It's like it was
Which
extremely rushed. It was extremely stupid, and
there's an attempt at character development with Bentley, but then he just gets over it.
it's like Glenn Egan was sitting there in the office one day. He's like, "Let's be a dick to the Sly fans," and he pulled that straight out of his ass.
I mean, I did like the dynamic between Carmelita and Sly in this game with the whole
It was
she felt betrayed and all that.
yeah, it was a lot better portrayed in this game.
Yeah, that was good, that aspect. But really, otherwise,
It's
there's
Carmelita.
just
This new Carmelita voice gives the old Carmelita voice a run for her money.
she really does. I like her a lot.
Yeah, with the accent and everything.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Overall, only time will tell. No pun intended. How this game's gonna fare out and how the future of the series is gonna pan out.
I don't know. I mean, this is our initial reaction, but I don't know if they're gonna change. If we might like it better or not like it as much.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I'm loving it right now.
Same.
I'm still enjoying the ride. I'll probably be playing through it a couple more times before I can give a more solid opinion.
Then
Which,
we'll LP it,
yeah,
and it'll be great.
review it.
What?
Then we'll review it.
Spoilers.
Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this thoughts video. I hope you guys are enjoying the game as much as we did.
Yeah.
I had a blast with it.
So did I. I absolutely loved it.
In terms
Of course, I had problems with it, but I loved it overall, and I thought it was worth the wait.
Yeah, it's not a perfect game, but it's damn close.
Yeah, it's very good.
Um, yeah, in terms of length too, it was about as long as Sly 3.
Yeah, but I was hoping it'd be even longer.
Yeah, well, that's because our expectations are so high.
Yeah, it didn't look.
Them-
I mean, yeah, we gotta set our sights lower maybe next time.
I'm not setting my sights low.
Yeah, not lower, but you know, you
Uh,
know.
like the thing is that it's been what 6 years,
It's
seven,
actually been like 8 years.
8 years since the last Sly game, and I wanted this game to be the most content packed game, and I wanted to have so many worlds and so many ancestors and so much to do, but I knew it just couldn't be like that. Like that was
Yeah.
one of my biggest fears going into it is that I had high expectations for it.
Yeah. Same here.
Best thing I could do, go in with an open mind.
And I did, and I loved it.
Yeah. So I'm also surprised. I looked at the how many gigs the game takes up on the PlayStation 3, and it's
Hmm.
18 gigs, which is pretty freaking big.
It's how many?
18 something.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense. One other little complaint I have is the loading times are kind of long.
They're terrible.
Did you notice that?
They're extremely heinous because in the old Sly games it's just like
Really quick, yeah. No, not even like just going from the safe house to
the main hub,
the main hub is the longest load time, which I don't understand.
and then you go up to a job and it says loading job.
Yeah, you gotta load the job. What's with that?
Like it's called an install game. It's called installing the game in Zanzaro.
Like this is a hard. Like I don't want to have to make this comparison, but I kind of felt like I did when we were doing Sonic 06.
Hmm. Except
That's not good.
the load times were worth it at least. They're not nearly as long as Sonic
Yeah,
6, but they're
yeah, they're not that long, but like it kind of seemed that way a little bit sometimes.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't like, but whatever.
It's called an install. In
Yeah, really.
like just 2 gig install. That's all you need. Maybe 4.
Yeah, it didn't even have it installed, did it? It just kind of
No, that's why. That's exactly
yeah,
why. PlayStation All Stars didn't have an install either, and sometimes the load times during that could be extremely.
yeah, they're really good. Come on, Sony, get your act together.
Well, I think it's more the fact that they just none of the Uncharted games really have too bad. Like they have really bad load times, but everything flows together, so it's not a real big problem.
Uh huh.
So, but like I don't know, Infamous has huge load times, or not load times, but installs. Actually, no, I think the first one has 1 gig, and the second one's like 4 gigs or something.
Uh huh. Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, I think Sucker Punch was extremely proud of this game.
Yeah,
I am.
they give them their love and their blessings, and I don't know. Maybe Sucker Punch can collaborate on the next one. Or do they work together?
That's the. Well, I hope. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I think Sanzara, but at the same time, I do think Sanzara should take it in their own direction by this point.
Yeah.
I think because I think, well, at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say right now. I'm sure whatever they do, it'll be the right thing.
Yep. They brought Sly back. Now, what are they gonna do with him?
Yeah. What I'm wondering is if the next one's gonna be on the new PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh. I don't want to. I know, like everyone's looking forward to the big
I
announcement.
don't want to have to. I just bought my PS3. I want to have to buy another one.
Just bought my new one. I just ugh.
Yeah.
And my friend at work wants to sell me a 360.
Really?
Yeah, he says you can find one on Craigslist for like $75 with games and stuff, like
Mhm.
the ones that don't red ring and break.
Yeah.
And he says he could like give it to me for $75 or something.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal.
LP Bros Dirty Laundry.
Yeah. Anyway, we just wasted work. We got way off topic.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
about to end it.
definitely wrap this up.
All right. So Sly 4, good stuff.
Yeah,
Played it a lot.
I can't wait to LP this game, which would definitely eventually be happening.
I think it'll actually be happening sooner than later.
Yeah, I just want Frank to play it if he's going to be in the LP.
Yeah.
'Cause he most likely will.
I'm sure he'll play it if we give it to him.
Well, I think he should buy it himself.
Freeloader.
The only actual game he owns is Sly 2. Just kind
Really?
of annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying.
Played Sly 1 before we did our LP of it.
Well, at least he did it or he didn't.
He didn't.
Oh, really?
And then I had to lend him Sly 3 before when we did the LP.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's Frank.
I think you and I were the only ones who played the series in full prior to LPing all of them.
I played it in full way before.
Yeah, well, I hadn't. I played the first one.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I mean, I think you'd only play the first one. I think I kind of told you it was really good. I mean, but I think the Sly Collection is what made you get it.
Yeah, I saw it out there. I'm like, oh god, I haven't played this series in years. I want to play.
Yeah. But I remember telling you about it before, asking you if you had played it. I remembered, and you said no. You said you played the first one.
Yeah, I had played the first one. I owned the first one. I played like half the second one, put it down, and then
Why'd you put the second one down? What's wrong with you?
because I had borrowed it from someone, they had wanted
Ah,
it. Because Slide 2 is obscenely long.
yeah. Oh, we're getting off topic again.
Oh, the memories.
Anyway, guys.
Kind of memories for me. Anyway, guys, it's been Papa321S,
And Ryan.
and we'll catch you later.
Later.